Hi Leo, I'm Honeymoth Tarot and today I'm going to be doing a timeless reading for you guys. So basically this is just, it's not a monthly read, but rather a read that hopefully resonates whenever you feel called to watch the video. As always, take whatever resonates and leave the rest. And I also trust that whatever crops up in this reading is ultimately for your highest good. Okay. Thank you. So I feel as though the number 11 may be significant for you guys, being as like, I know obviously this is 21, but there's still like an XI. So the number 11 may be really significant for you. Ultimately, I think you're being called to reassess something or like reflect on something. There's something about the way that you're looking at a situation, a relationship. And then we've got the father here, which is really interesting, being as we've got like masculine and feminine and then the father. So there's more of a focus on like the masculine. This may be about your father, or maybe you or someone that you recently have been in contact with has become a father. I think if we want to look at this reading from a more kind of philosophical standpoint, it may be that you're questioning gender roles, what masculinity is to you and how it's affected you. But this may just be you kind of being called to look at the relationship that you have with your father, or some sort of like father, more masculine figure in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a man in order for it to be masculine energy. Any person can have masculine or feminine energy regardless of whether they kind of like whatever gender they identify as. I also got the phrase, it's the way that you take charge of the situation. So it may not even be about your dad, it may be about how you assert yourself, how you stand up for yourself, how you're like present in your day-to-day, like whether you are kind of taking the more masculine, proactive role. I will say though, I am quite interested in, I mean, maybe it's not now that I'm looking at it, but it kind of reminded me of like a lioness, which is again quite interesting for that to come up on the father card. So there is like something about balancing masculine and feminine energy. So we've got the Five of Swords here, putting on some sort of mask, shoving down more difficult emotions, but showing, like outwardly presenting yourself that you're okay. So there's definitely like an emphasis on masks, and perhaps that is what the masculinity is referring to. Maybe it's referring to a need that, obviously I'm not just saying that it is men, but a lot of people feel the need to bury more difficult, more negative feelings for fear of being judged. And I think that is kind of seen as a more masculine thing to do, you know, because there is kind of this sort of this thing that like society puts on men to not show emotion and to deal with difficult things on their own. And obviously I know you may be watching this reading and not maybe you're like, well, oh, I'm a man, I don't relate to this, but even as a woman you can still, you know, quietly suffer. And so I think the feminine aspect that's being called upon you is to allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to feel your feelings and express them, talk about them. We've got the Hero card here. I think maybe you're like somebody that rescues people rather than being the victim. Because I keep mentioning about dealing with feelings on your own. And I feel as though maybe it's a habit that you kind of have of prioritizing other people's problems, other people's feelings over your own. And I think this is telling you that you don't have to be the hero for everyone, and that you can be your own hero in terms of, you know, taking up space, allowing yourself to feel any emotion, and not seeing that as like a weakness. And then we've got the Love card here. Again, interesting, we've got 2 12s. So we've gone from 11 to 12, so there is progress here. And we've got the Love card, which is definitely how you process and progress. If you're able to really operate from a heart space, a space of love, compassion, mainly for yourself. I feel at the moment you're being called to be compassionate for yourself, because I feel that it's easy for you to be compassionate when it comes to others, but for yourself you're kind of I don't know, there's a struggle there. And so yeah, if you can focus on the love that you have for others and being the hero in other people's stories, and kind of I don't know, still exuding that love, but also taking some of it in, you know, like loving yourself. Okay, so have we got any final stuff for Leo? We've got the King of Water, which is emotional stability, which is really lovely to see, because this is you allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to feel your feelings and kind of articulate the way that you're feeling. You may even start seeing like a counselor, or just having a lot more emotional conversations, also having like a healthy cry as well. Okay, so I'm gonna get you guys an affirmation card. Feel free to use this affirmation or not, it's up to you, but I personally find them quite useful. So everything is divine energy. Trust and allow the flow. Never withhold kindness. And it's interesting how we've got the word flow and we've got like this water, emotion, energy. And then never withhold kindness. And I think that's talking about kindness to yourself, not just other people. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys an oracle card. This is from the Divine Guidance deck. Can we get an oracle card for Leo, please? Okay, number 27. So this is the card known as New Direction. Energetically, your life is ready to move in a new direction, but you have to allow for this to happen. Have you noticed that you do the same thing each day, that you've fallen into a routine? It's time to break free from the daily patterns you have created in your life. It's time to be spontaneous. When you do this, you open your energy to the possibilities of something new and revive your passion for living. The energy of the universe is ready to flow, and by consciously breaking free of the routines and patterns you have created in your life, you allow space for the new and different to manifest. Again, interesting how the word flow was used, so there's definitely something to do with water here. It may be worth you getting into... I'm not really sure of like the proper word for it, but there's like energy cleanses that you can do by imagining like negative energy going down the drain after you've had a bath or a shower, that sort of thing, or just spending time by water. And last but not least, I'm going to get you another oracle card from the Moonology deck. Right, so can we get the last oracle card for Leo, please? Just shove these over here a little bit. So we've got you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. That may be an affirmation that you might start using more often, because I do feel as though that is what the theme of the reading has been. I'm just going to read you a little bit from the book as well. So it says, it's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question: have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easy to see how you've got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Alright, Leo, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.